But he does catch sight of me moving out, so he's going to have to pull these forces back before he actually hits this expansion. So again, another 3 Colossus, and wow, 12 Templar out on the field. Oh, another thing I didn't note, he was matching me upgrade for upgrade. He was 3-3, just at the same pace I was going 3-3, so I was never ahead of this Protoss player. Normally I am, because you rarely see Protosses actually focus on upgrades, even though I think they should. Because chrono boosting forges is just awesome. So pulling back, sending out my Cloak Ghosts. I think he saw me, he tried to separate there, but I did get a couple good EMPs there. Got most of his Templar down. So now I should be pushing out. Yeah. I wish I could time that better where I could get my army like immediately following my ghosts, but I haven't really mastered that micro yet. So I want to pause here. This is a kind of a tough decision spot. I think one of my options here could have been to just try to plow right up his front door, because I did knock most of his Templar down to, like, if you take a look at them, they almost have, none of them have energy. So I could try to end the game right here, and just go straight up his front door and take out all his production, take out his army and his production, end the game. I decided to actually go after his expansion. I think both are reasonable. This is probably the safer option, because this probably gives me the win. Now, this is probably more of a guaranteed win doing it this way, because if once I knock out his expansion, I should be well ahead economically. Though I don't really get his probes. Archons there and the reinforcements of storms. So you're seeing I went for that route, and if we look at the income tab now, it's about 1600 over 900. I got, well, the space still isn't really saturated, but so ignore that one. But I still got 4 bases to his 3. And for mining bases, it is like he has half a base, and I got a high yield and half a base. So I basically won high yield ahead of him. So Protoss is more or less out of the game here. He's going for one desperation attack. This is going to have to do a lot of damage if he's going to actually win this. And he has caught me without a whole lot of units. I guess I wasn't macroing during that last battle. So 1 round of reinforcements coming out. I'm going to have to pull back, kind of abuse my ramp here. Keep in mind the fortress can hit the ramp, so I can just kind of abuse his choke point. Although it's kind of hard to abuse a choke point when he has the range advantage with the Templar. Sorry, with the Colossus. Oh, that was a good storm. So many Templar. And it looks like I'm just sitting here and eating it. So there you have it. He's busted through. That's the remainder of my army. And he's coming into the front door here. Now again, I want to talk about this position right here. We'll give it a moment. So I'm still trying to pump from these barracks with all these units in my base. I'm sure his reinforcements will be flooding any moment now, even though they'll be limited because he has limited income. Oh, almost got that Archon down. Another 20 hit points. So I'm going to stop it right here. This is kind of a key point in the game where you got to make the correct decision. If I keep pumping from these units, from these barracks, they're just going to be destroyed as they pop out. There's not going to be a whole lot of use there. At the same time, though, if you look at the economy, I'm still well ahead. So what I really should be doing here is throwing down a lot more production. Maybe throw down like 5-6 barracks here, maybe another 4 here, and then just floating off the barracks and starports I do have to somewhere more safe. Maybe back here, maybe close to this planetary, maybe up in this corner here. Because even though he's busted through my front line, I'm going to be able to pump units much faster than him. And where I'm not if I don't spend the resources on the barracks at this moment, as long as I throw down a lot, like say have a good 15 barracks ready by like 2 minutes from now, I will be able to spend all these resources up pretty quickly. However, I don't do that. I'm still just like pumping units out of these barracks, and if you look at my expansions, I really am not throwing down any extra production facilities. Again, another round of reinforcements coming out. I did get one Colossus finally, but still. And a flood of zealots coming on base, and at this point I give up. I'm like, okay, my base is gone, but it's kind of too late at this point. And again, throwing down 4 barracks, but look at my resources here. I got 5,000 in the bank, because of my base getting shut down here. So really, with 5,000 in the bank, I should be throwing down maybe 15 barracks at this point. Like, it seems like overkill, but I need to get units out fast, and I have the economy to support that. So this is definitely painful, a little bit embarrassing too, but in fact, to save myself my own embarrassment, let's do it at twice the speed. Basically, my decision making to get up like get these production facilities back up and going was just too little, too late. Both of those actually, I built them too late and I built too little of them. I really should have a lot more forces. And really, had I just taken out this base, I would have been fine. I'm still not GGing because I'm looking at my resources and like, how can I lose with this much money? I know I strapped him economically. I knew I had the game like won, and somehow I've completely screwed up. I don't really know what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to distract him, get him away from my last base. Trying to get some production going. And that is GG. So what looked like a clear win when I took out his third, basically had to go for a desperation final attack. Had that gotten crushed, it would have been GG. Had it not gotten crushed, like if it still happened the way it did, it still should have been my game had I reacted correctly. So yeah, losing all your production buildings, if you have the economic lead, you still shouldn't lose necessarily. With the economic lead, you should be able to get down production facilities fast and get back into the game. I should have given up on these barracks quicker, flowed them away. Don't waste all those resources on making units that are just going to die instantly. Instead, spend those resources on putting down just an insane amount of production and getting back into the game that way. And of course, one of the most obvious errors, which I didn't really mention, was after I took out his, I believe while I was taking out his third, I was not macroing for my barracks, just by the amount of money I had stored up. So instead of just watching this fight, had I actually built reinforcements when he came to counterattack, I would have been absolutely fine. But I thought this was an interesting game, facing Colossi and Templar. Yeah, my storm dodging was not that great, and I wasn't doing what I normally do versus Templar, which is leading with the Cloaked Ghost to get rid of all the Templar energy. I think there was only that one battle that I actually did it. All the other battles were probably, you know, I got my AMPs down, but usually not till after everything got stormed. So the battles were a little bit in his favor every single time, with the economy in my favor. And with that, we'll call that the end of this replay, and more to come.
The Yamato is loaded, and so am I.
Alright, for today's thumbs up fact of the day, I'm going to show you a little trick you can do with hatcheries by cancelling them. So you'll notice when I place this hatchery and cancel it, there's actually creep left over. Under all this goop and guts, you can see that there's creep slowly retracting. So you can actually put that creep to use if you want to. What you can do is, if you want to spread creep somewhere where you don't have any, you can quickly set up a hatchery. And then you just gotta be a little bit quick, but once you cancel it, you just place a creep tumor with your queen. And that way you can spread creep in this area somewhere where you don't even have any creep available. And it doesn't even have to be creep. You can actually use the same
Mineral field depleted.
drone to quickly set up like a spine crawler. Given this will slowly not burn down, but whatever they do, bleed, I guess, because it's off of creep, but at least this gives you an immediate spine crawler in one spot. So say you wanted to expand somewhere and you wanted to get 2 spine crawlers up as soon as possible, what you can do is just come here and set up a couple of hatcheries, cancel and set up your spine crawlers, and then build your actual hatchery. And this way your expansion will complete with spine crawlers here as soon as possible. Obviously you probably want to place them as close as possible to where this is, so they'll bleed for the littlest amount of time, because once this hatchery is done, it will spread and give these guys life. Maybe if you want to go for a spine crawler rush on your opponent, it might be better instead of building a hatchery near his base, just to do this little trick and bring a queen with the spawn creep tumor. Though then the queen does have to walk all the way across the map. So I don't know if there's a whole lot of great applications for this, but it's a nice little trick nonetheless. Like sometimes in my Mass Raven build, when there's this chaos going everywhere, and I try to expand somewhere where Zerg already is, I'll throw down my command center and just make it a planetary fortress if like his hatchery's going up like this. I guess you could do the same thing as Zerg with these spine crawlers, given they won't live forever, but at least they'll just they'll complete and they'll poke away at whatever he has there. Maybe this expansion idea isn't that great. Looks like this stuff's actually going to die. Wait, I can save it. There we go. Kinda works. I don't know. So maybe not that much practical use, but it's a nice, neat little trick nonetheless. It's something you can show your friends. Alright, thanks everyone, and goodbye.